Hello, and welcome to the Grand Interview. Our guest today is the President of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Your Excellency, hello, and thank you very much for accepting our invitation. It is a great honor to have you with us today. Yesterday, you attended the May 9th parade. What were your impressions?
Hello and thank you. We are here in Russia for the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the victory over Nazism. As you said, yesterday we attended the parade and a wreath-laying ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier. I think it's highly symbolic. We learned a lot during this trip. It wasn't just a celebration, it was a commemoration of a victory for a new world, which means a lot to us.
And what did you think of the quality of the parade?
As I said, it was perfect. We learned a lot. Seeing the vehicles that won the war, from the T-34s to modern equipment, shows the technological evolution of the Russian army. That inspires us to work in the same direction for our own development.
Were there any things that surprised you?
Yes, there's always surprise when we see technological advances. Recently, I believe a new weapon was added to the Russian military arsenal, the Rochnik, which we were able to see. That's very significant.
What does your presence mean as an African head of state, especially knowing that Africans contributed to the Allied victory in World War II?
As I said, Africans and Soviet soldiers greatly contributed to freeing the world from Nazism. Had the world not been freed from Nazism, who knows what it would be today? I saw that Russia alone lost more than 1 million soldiers on European soil. Africa also sacrificed a lot. Our ancestors fought in France, Belgium, Italy, to liberate the world. It's a shared history.
How did the meeting with the Russian president go?
So far, we've had brief meetings, and soon we'll have a longer discussion. It's going very well. It's courteous, friendly, fraternal, exactly what we seek in terms of new cooperation in this world.
How would you describe the current state of bilateral relations?
Relations are going very well. Over the past 2 years, they've started off very positively. We're deepening cooperation in defense and security, but also in education and later, trade. We've mapped out several areas to share and exchange experiences. We have much to learn from Russia, especially in the sciences.
Which areas in particular?
There are many: mathematics, physics, chemistry, all crucial for developing our military industry, but also for economic development in general. We aim to strengthen these areas to better structure ourselves.
Is there demand in Burkina Faso for Russian education?
Absolutely. Many Burkinabe students are already in Russia. I met some just this morning. I even requested an increase in student admissions, whether through Russian scholarships or through Burkina Faso funding its own students. Our goal is to establish similar universities in Burkina Faso. Since we already have the Russian house, we can move quickly.
Today you visited a Russian university. How was it?
It went very well. I had in-depth discussions with the Russian Minister of Education, rectors, and especially the Burkinabe students studying there. We had very productive scientific exchanges.
Let's talk about the economy. Trade volume has increased tenfold in a year, but this doesn't yet match the level of political dialogue. How do you explain the gap, and how can trade relations be improved?
As I said, this is a renewed relationship with Russia.
Why renewed?
Because after the death of Sankara, relations with Russia diminished. We are now reviving them. The embassy has been re-established, and trade is central. For example, some Burkinabe products used to pass through European countries before reaching Russia. Now they are sold directly by Burkinabe and Russian operators. Take mangoes, for instance, previously sold via Europe, now they go directly. Cotton is next. Sesame and other agricultural products will follow. It's just the beginning. It will grow.
Economic forecasts project 5.6% growth in 2025. What are the key sectors driving this?
Today, gold is still Burkina Faso's leading export. But we've launched an agricultural drive, first for self-sufficiency, then for exports. Last year, we launched the Agricultural Offensive, a program to increase food production significantly. We are targeting both staple crops and cash crops. We believe this effort will help boost growth well beyond forecast.
How are these reforms going?
These are tough reforms. It's not easy dismantling a deeply rooted system. But it's not impossible. We've seen strong cereal production growth in 2024, and we expect better in 2025. For example, part of the offensive includes plowing fields for new farmers free of charge. We did this last year and plan to do it again, God willing. We've also acquired more tractors, which would deploy through mechanization units in local departments. We're investing heavily in water management through a new agency, the NBA, which aims to ensure we can harvest 2 to 3 times per year, not just rely on rain. Mining is another key sector. We want to exploit our own resources. We've started acquiring mines and permits, and we're developing them with our own engineers. By industrializing and processing raw materials domestically, we can reduce raw exports and increase growth.
Let's talk about security. What is the current security situation in your country and the region?
We are making progress on the battlefield, that's the first thing. From 2023 to today, we've regained and secured many areas. But the enemy is also evolving. Many foreign fighters have joined the terrorists.
Can you clarify that?
Yes. These terrorists are reinforced by foreign fighters, not Burkinabe. There are also foreign trainers coming in to teach them advanced techniques.
What is their interest?
This isn't just terrorism, it's imperialism. The goal is to keep us in a permanent state of war so we can't develop, and they can keep plundering our wealth. So they bring in mine specialists, explosives experts, even drone warfare specialists, to maintain insecurity. But we are adapting. Every time they change tactics, we adjust. We will fight until we fully reclaim the Sahel.
Are there specific countries financing these fighters?
All imperialist countries are funding them. There are many, we can't name them all. Some are hidden. Some are open about it. Just look at the recent scandal involving terrorism support in Mali.
What do you think about what happened there?
It's unfortunate. They openly admitted supporting terrorists. We've observed, through technology used by these terrorists, that it indeed comes from them. It's very unfortunate. But we're not playing the victim, we're taking action. They won't defeat us.
How is humanitarian cooperation between Burkina Faso and Russia progressing?
Very well. We have good collaboration, especially in health. There are still many displaced people, which causes medical challenges. Our health services work well with humanitarian services, and Russia supports us. In 2023, Russia donated wheat for displaced people. But we've promised President Putin that we will no longer need wheat donations. We're now growing our own, in large enough quantities to be self-sufficient. This cooperation is helping us grow and strengthen our independence.
Given current global tensions, especially the US-China trade war, how is Burkina Faso adjusting its economic and diplomatic strategy?
The world is in constant turmoil, sometimes it's madness. You have to stay alert and adaptable. There's economic conflict everywhere, but we trade with China without issue. We buy a lot from China, and they buy from us. Chinese businesses are setting up in Burkina Faso, despite attempts to discredit our country. It's the same with Russia. We try to strengthen ties with countries pursuing economic sovereignty. Imperialism is still a form of oppression. Those being oppressed need to unite against this hegemony. So, we are adapting.
Mr. President, what is your perspective on the recent deterioration in relations with Algeria?
Everyone saw what happened. We regret the incident at the Algerian border, where a drone was shot down. It must be said plainly, it was not friendly. There are protocols for dealing with aircraft. If one crosses into your airspace, you identify it with radar, determine its origin, and engage diplomatically. You can contact embassies or defense attaches. It might be weather-related, a technical failure, or a need for emergency landing. Aircraft stray into foreign airspace for many reasons. You don't just shoot them down. We've had American aircraft enter our airspace before. We didn't shoot them down. We've often seen an American aircraft enter our territory, flying at high altitude, perhaps for reconnaissance. We didn't shoot it down. We contacted them through diplomatic channels. And that's how it should be done. So we were very surprised by this reaction from Algeria. We remain respectful, we want peaceful relations with everyone, but when something isn't done right, we have to say it.
So, has this issue been resolved today?
No, not yet. It hasn't been resolved. We are still waiting. There have been some initial diplomatic exchanges, but we expect more formal steps to clarify and explain this unfortunate incident. We are open to dialogue.
Mr. President, thank you very much for this interview. It has been rich and informative.
Thank you. The honor is mine.